Hello and welcome to Sports 360. I'm your host Ahmed Hamad. We are South Africa versus Australia, third and final one day international. Yes, the third and final one day international was played at Mackay, and Australia, who were 2-0 down, took a brilliant revenge. Second highest defeat for South Africa in terms of runs. Batting first, Australia scored second highest score in one day international. Yes, they scored 434 19 years ago against South Africa, which South Africa chased down. And but this time, Australia scored another 431 for the loss of just two wickets. Three of their batsmen scored centuries, and which is also another record, uh, equaled by South Africa as well. But batting first, Australia scored 432 for the loss of two wickets. And in reply, South Africa was seeking a 3-0 whitewash, were all out for just 155 in 24.5 overs, thus losing the match by 276 runs. Yes, a major defeat for South Africa, uh, but they were without their spirit fast bowler Kagiso Rabada and Lungi Nagiri, and they missed him miserably. Looking at the pace of both the innings, as Australia scored 86 runs in the first power play without losing a wicket, and in comparison, South Africa lost four wickets and could only score 65 runs, which means they scored 19 runs less than Australia in the first power play and have lost four wickets. But in the second power play, which is from over number 11 to over number 40, and in that period of 30 overs, Australia scored another 219 and have lost just two wickets. But on the other hand, South Africa lost their remaining six wickets in 14.5 overs. Yes, and could only score 90 runs. So you can see the major difference. Australia were far, far better than South Africa. And in the final 10 over, Australia added another 126 runs. And when it comes to boundaries, yes, Australian batsmen hit 18 sixes as compared to South African just five sixes. And when it's come to number of four, Australian batsmen hit 36 four and South African could only hit 17 four. Australia scored 252 runs in boundaries, and South Africa could only score 98 runs in boundaries. And Australian batsmen batted 39% of their inning as dot balls as compared to South Africa's 56%. And 21 extras were in Australia's total of 431 as compared to just seven extras of South Africa, who could only score 155 runs. And then another comparison, the partnership, the major partnership. Australia put on 250 runs for the first wicket of just 205 balls. And in that partnership, their captain, Mitchell Marsh, scored 96 of 102 balls. And Travis Head, he was the main aggressor, scoring 142 of just 103 balls. And then the third wicket partnership. Yes, of just 13 overs, Australia's Alex Carey and Cameron Green added an unbeaten 164 runs, and in that partnership, Alex Carey scored 50 of just 37 balls, and Cameron Green scored his maiden century of 45 balls. He made 105 runs. And in comparison, and looking at the South African inning, only one significant partnership, and which is partnership number for the fifth wicket. Tony Zizorzi and Brevis added 57 of 32 balls, and they could only score 155 runs. So the major difference was the boundary hitters and the two partnership, and Australia's top three batsmen who scored centuries. Travis had 142 of 103, Mitchell Marsh 100, exactly 100 of 106, and Cameron Green 118 of just 55 balls with a staggering strike rates of 240. Yes, batting first after being put into bat. Yes, who won the toss? You were looking for Australia won the toss, and they opted to bat first. And batting first, Australia posted a second highest one-day international run with 431 runs for the loss of two wickets. And their first wicket put on 250 in just 34.1 over, which means almost 16 overs were left when they lost their first wicket, and they have nine wickets in hand. And the remaining two batsmen Mitchell Marsh and Cameron Green also scored centuries. They lost their first wicket at 250. Travis Head was the first man to go, scoring 142 of 103 balls, hitting 17 fours and 5 sixes with a strike rate of 138. Then the second wicket fell at 267. Their captain departed after scoring exactly 100, his fourth century in one day international, 100 of 106 balls, hitting 6 fours and 5 6 with a strike rate of 94. While the only two wickets they fell, while Cameron Green in the end was successful to reach his century. Made 118 of 55 balls, hitting 6 fours and 8 sixes with a strike rate of 215. And Alex Carey 50 of 37 balls, hitting 7 fours and with strike rate of 135. So Australian batsmen scored 431 for 2 in 50 overs. They scored their runs at 8.62 runs. Remember, this is one day international. This is not T20 international. So Australian were badly hurt after losing first two matches, and they took a revenge and scored second highest total in one day international. First highest was also Australia's 434 against the same opposition 19 years ago when South Africa chased down 434. But this time, Australia were the victorious, scoring 431. Looking at the South African bowling, Kwana Mafaka, 6 overs for 73 runs, and his economy was 12.16. Again, this is one day international, this is not T20. Ryan Mulder, 7 overs for 93 runs, and his economy was 13.28. Keshav Maharaj, 10 overs for 57. He was the only bowler who gave less than 6 runs per over, and he also captured one wicket with 5.70 is his economy. Then Aiden Makram, 8 overs for 60 runs, capturing one, no wicket, and Corbin Bosch, 10 overs, 68 runs and no wicket, while Senuran Mathusami gave away 75 runs in his 9 over and he captured one wicket and his economy was 8.33. Now, South Africa, chasing target of 432, were bundled out for just 155 in 24.5 overs. The start was poor as they lost their first 5 wickets for 107. The first wicket fell at 11 and Aiden Makram, the captain, departed after scoring just 2 of 8 balls. The second wicket fell at 31 and Ryan Rickleton, his opening partnership, could only score 11 of 12 balls. And then the third wicket fell at 39. Temba Bavuma, who returned as South Africa's captain, scored 19 of 10 balls, hitting 4 fours, and he was clean bowled by Sean Abbott. Then the fourth wicket at 50. Tristan Stubb in the ninth over was out after scoring one, caught by Abbott off the bowling of Xavier Bartley. The fifth wicket at 107 in the 14th over, and Tony Zizorzi was the fifth man to go, scoring 33 of 30 balls, hitting 6 fours, caught by carry off the bowling of Cooper Connolly, the youngest bowler in one day international to capture 5 wickets in 1 days. Yes, the sixth wicket at 124, David Brevis was the sixth man to go, scoring 49 of 28 balls, hitting 2 fours and 5 sixes. His strike rate was 175, and he was caught by Cameron Green of the bowling of Cooper Connolly. The seventh wicket at 135, and Ryan Mulder was the seventh man to go, scoring 5 of 12 balls, and Marnus Labuschagne caught off the bowling of Cooper Connolly. Then the seventh wicket, the eighth wicket at 145 in the 22nd over. Corbin Bosch was the eighth man to go, scoring 17 of 15 balls. The ninth wicket at 154. Keshav Maharaj could only score 2 runs. And the 10th and final wicket at 155 in the 25th over. Kwana Mafaka was the last man to go, was out without scoring. And South Africa were all out for 155 in 24.5 overs. Now, the Australian bowling. Xavier Bartley, 6 overs, 45 runs and 2 wickets. Sean Abbott, 4 overs, 27 runs and 2 wickets. Nathan Ellis, 4 overs, 25 runs and no wicket. While Adam Zampa, 4.5 overs, 1 maiden, 31 runs and 1 wicket. And Cooper Connolly, 6 overs, 22 runs and 5 wickets. 5 for 22 for Cooper Connolly. Brilliant bowling spell, and he was also adjudged man of the match as well. So, what was the difference? The boundaries or the partnership? Both were crucial for putting on a mammoth total 431 on the board. And Australia has three different type of batsmen. Yes, they have Travis Head, who go berserk from ball one. Then they have Mitchell Marsh, who bats like Rohit Sharma of India, and the upcoming Cameron Green, the future of Australia, as Australia easily posted a total which they defended easily as well. Cameron Green, Travis Head, and Marsh play centuries as Australia put on a show. The home side pile up a massive 431 for two. Then Cooper Connolly back figures of 5 for 20, 5 for 22 as South Africa collapsed to a record defeat. Centuries from Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh, and a maiden 100 from Cameron Green of 47 balls took Australia's to their second highest one day international total, behind their 434 for 4 against South Africa 19 years ago. But there was no repeat of that match as South Africa were bowled out for 155 and slumped to their heaviest defeat by runs by 276 runs to finish the series 2 win. Yes, South Africa still won the series 2-1, but they lost the final match. The consolation win meant that Australia's record of never being whitewashed in a one-day series at home intact and completed their second biggest one-day international victory. So, anyways, wishing both the team best of luck for the rest of the tour. We come to the end of our show. Till the next program, it's goodbye from Sports 360.